Yes, I'll come back to you, Sameer, again. और इस समय हमारे साथ प्रोफेसर अपूर्वानंद भी जुड़ चुके हैं, जो कि दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में प्रोफेसर है, पॉलिटिकल कमेंटेटर है, राइटर, ऑथर. थैंक यू सो मच प्रोफेसर अपूर्वानंद फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. और जो मणिपुर में जो हालात है सर, उस पर आप क्या कहेंगे? अभी तक प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की चुप्पी नहीं टूटी है. लोग बार बार ये बात कर रहे हैं कि वो मन की बात करते हैं, लेकिन मणिपुर की बात नहीं करते. क्या कहेंगे जो वहाँ के हालात है, जिस तरीके से सरकार का जो पूरा अप्रोच है मणिपुर को लेकर, उस पर आप क्या कहेंगे सर? जी. प्रोफेसर अपूर्वानंद, आपको आवाज आ रही है? जी हाँ, बोलिए सर. सर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. सर आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपकी. ओके, अपूर्वानंद जी, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. यू ट्राई रिकनेक्टिंग योर ऑडियो में जब तक डॉक्टर ज्योतिर्मय के पास जाती हूँ. हाँ, अपूर्वानंद जी, आपको आवाज आ रही है? हाँ, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर. ट्राई टू रिकनेक्ट में जब तक डॉक्टर ज्योतिर्मय के पास जाती हूँ. डॉक्टर ज्योतिर्मय, जो भी मणिपुर के हालात हैं, what is the kind of impact you're going to see on the entire नॉर्थ ईस्ट? सब ये बात कर रहे हैं कि जो भी हालात हैं उसका एक डोमिनो इफेक्ट पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में दिखेगा, और उसका जो एक कॉन्सिक्वेंशियल इफेक्ट है, जो काफी कुछ म्यांमार में चीजें हो रही हैं, उसका एक इफेक्ट है. क्या कहेंगे इस पूरे डोमिनो इफेक्ट पे, किस तरीके से असर पड़ सकता है पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में? जी.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. I hope I'm audible to the audience.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thanks. Actually, about the Northeast question, I'd like to sort of begin to respond to the Northeast question in this manner. So, how we are seeing some of the things, Mr. Sameer already said. What we are seeing in Manipur right now is actually a pattern of how things are dealt with in the Northeast by the central government or by the central politics. And I think that's something we need to understand, that how, for example, now look at a couple of things, or look at some things, look at Narendra Modi's silence that we began with, or look at the delay in response and the delay in the arrival of the home minister, which he did, I think, on May 29th, which was very late because things began on May 3rd. So it was that late that it took the home minister to actually come to Manipur, right? And as we know, most of the ministers in the union government were busy with Karnataka. So I think how it is working in the Northeast is you are always going for ad hoc mechanisms, that there's something happening, and most importantly, actually, it may not impact much for the ruling governments in the Northeast or the ruling party. Because if you see, the elections also happened in 2022. So, to the question of Northeast and the question of silence of the central government, one major thing that I believe is in the calculation of the who's who in power is also the fact that one government was just formed in 2022. तो मैं ये कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में जब काफी सारी ऐसी चीजें होती है, मैं असम से हूँ, so there are a lot of ethnic movements and ethnic problems that go on in Assam as well. And the advocism that I'm talking about is you give certain you create beneficiaries, you give certain schemes. That happened with the Kuki militants as well in 2006. So Assam में भी same चीज है, designated camp है, वहां पे आप militants को रखते हैं, फिर महीने में आप stipend देते हैं उनको, and then you sort of make them part of the larger government system, right? तो मुझे लगता है ये एक रीजन है because of which the center is not responding, number one. Number two, Northeast में I don't exactly know how the impact is going to be, but I can sense why the center is not paying much attention, because I also, like I said, I grew up, like you also introduced me, I grew up in another part of Northeast where we also saw this, that the center doesn't pay attention. And when the necessity comes for them to do something, to win an election, or to, for example, look at the CA protest, the protest against CAB, but see the election in about 6 months after that in Assam, and BJP winning landslide victory. So they have worked around a formula to not respond, and then to not let electoral prospects be affected by their sort of irresponsible behavior, and let people forget. And as we know, people forget very early, and more early, I think, in this part of the world. So ये एक चीज है. And I just want to add one thing to Sameer sir's point about or rather your question as well about social media. I think that's one major problem, and that's something that has contributed in this crisis as well. Social media and things that are being discussed, right? For example, and the religious thing, religious sort of that the binary that's being created. There's this pamphlet or this document that was brought out from Bangalore from a Manipur students union, which called it a, which called the Meitei dominated populations as Hindu villages,